Okay, guys, this is going to be my review for the movie Pulp Fiction. It's funny. Um, Similar to what I said with Reservoir Dogs, Quentin Tarantino with his movies just seems to find a way to take all, screenwriting tropes and just throw it out the window and make it his own thing. And so while the order of this movie really makes no sense, the fun of it is honestly on second and third viewings understand like how all these different pieces fit because they work because it's kind of like really at the heart of it showing about a couple days in the life of this mobster group. You got the hitman and see what they're up to, and you see these robbers and what they're up to, and you see one of the boxers for this mob lord and what his day, and the mob lord Wallace himself, and it's just showing these, and it's his wife and all that stuff, and it's just showing these quirky groups of characters, you know, over the course of a couple days, told out of order. And this film would have been great shown in order, but it was just, I think, maybe even made extra special that it wasn't. It was just told these stories that almost the satisfaction of it all, seeing how it all plays together. Like you see the beginning with the cops, or not the cops, the robbers at the beginning, and you're like, oh, the great dialogue, very funny. Boom, they're about to rob this place. Cut. And they never come back again to the very end. To the point where you almost forget they're in the movie. But when it comes back, you're like, that's clever. And it's just showing these stories that take place over time where you see the story out of order, but it almost makes sense. And that you see kind of from point A to point D, then you see from point C to point E to point E back to point B, and it's crazy how like you see these like chronologically speaking, scene one is actually the last scene, and like the second scene is technically really first scene chronologically. And it's just showing these kind of mini stories out of order, but yet they're connective tissue. There's something that connects these mini stories, whether it be, you know, one of John Travolta's character for the boxer arc, and whether it be like the mobster's wife for another, or whether it be this character and this character. There's some connective tissue that allows these I guess these mini stories essentially to kind of work in this movie, where it's not just like these mini shorts that come together. No, it's these mini shorts that all are connected through one character or one plot thread to another. Like you have the stuff with the watch. The watch has nothing to do with Wallace's wife, but it still connects because it all connects through one commonality of a character to another. And I think it works in that quirky way that it's like a movie, but it's like it's just like not a, it's just so crazy because it's like not only is it not told out of order, it's just like all this crazy mumbo jumbo of a story that works so perfectly. And I don't know if many directors and screenwriters can pull this off, literally. Because, like, yes, there's some movies that are told out of order, but when they're told out of order, they're not told out of order in random. Like, there's no reason for scene 5 to really be scene 3, but it works because of the way that Quentin crafts these characters and these moments, that it never feels like off-putting. That technologically speaking, the stuff with, like, think about this, the stuff with Wallace, the stuff with Wallace and his wife, going on the dinner with one of the hitmen, all that stuff, the dancing and doing all that stuff, that's the last scene chronologically of the movie. Yet that happens in the first, first hour and a half of the movie. And it's a long movie, but it doesn't feel long because it just moves at such a quick pace. And again, like I said, the dialogue's great. There's some great characters, some great moments. It's not like saving the world. It's not saving anything. It's just these many great stories focusing on the characters, because the characters make the movie, because there's truly no inner, overarching story. It's the dialogue and the characters that make the movie as fun and as special as it is. It's these um these characters that you see throughout the movie. That's what makes the movie as good as it is just the characters, and watching the characters grow. And I think that's what makes the movie what it is. It's definitely one that I think because it's told out of order, I think it makes the rewatchability a lot more, because like now on second, third, fourth viewings, now I'm looking for stuff like hints and references to scenes that happen chronologically speaking before that, what we see after. Like for example, I'm watching the whole stuff with again, like I said, the hitman and Wallace's wife, that technically speaking takes place at the end of the movie. But now I can look at references to see the stuff before it. And there, and like some because like at some scenes I'm like, why are they wearing average clothes? And then you see and some scenes are like, why is so and so this and this, and but actually chronologically, also kind of the stuff with the watch takes place at the end of the movie, and it's like all this craziness is truly crazy how it all um connects. That's, I think, what makes it so crazy is it's like it's all connected through one crazy film. But I think it because it's not taking itself too seriously either. It's just able to these hilarious, crazy, wacky situations, characters, dialogue that makes it a really, really good movie. So anyways, stay tuned for more videos coming at you. And it's funny because like you hear this movie talked about so often, like as regarded as one of the best movies that you're so itching to watch, and then when you do, you're like, yeah, it does live up to that, I guess, mantle in many ways as one of the greats. Stay tuned for more videos coming right at you.